Too much.
I would like to call to order the Monday, October 27th Common Council meeting to order. Clerk Toronto, I believe you'd like to make some comments regarding the link for this meeting and other expectations.
Good evening, members of the public. For audio quality, we will be muting everyone not speaking by default to maintain good audio quality for council and yourselves. If you would like to speak during the meeting on a certain agenda item or during privilege of the floor, please submit your request in the chat. Directions to do so will be listed. We ask that you provide your full name, address, and topic you are speaking on, as those are required for all speakers at in-person council meetings. If you would like to be called on during the meeting to provide public input, please insert the following into the chat and you will be called on during the relevant time for public input. My name is full name and I live at address, and I would like to speak on for or against agenda item. You will then be given 5 minutes to speak. Please be sure to unmute yourself prior to giving your remarks. Thank you.
All right, disrespectful, rude, or disruptive speech or actions will not be tolerated, and such speech and/or actions, as well as verbal attacks on any person, may result in the individual without notice forfeiting the remainder of his or her allotted time. Today, we have our invocation from Father Felipe Campos from St. Adelbert Parish is here. All right. Good thing I'm a pastor. Bow your heads. We're standing. Dear gracious God, we thank you for this opportunity to come and to take care of the business of our city. We know, God, that this is some trying times that we are living in, and that the decisions that we make can impact generations to come. We ask that you would look on the council members, look on the business that we're attending to today, look on our city, look on our mayor and the administration. Help us all to work to make South Bend a better city, a better place, and a safe place for our children to thrive. We ask, God, that you would be with us today and allow our hearts and our minds to be open to receive and to hear information that will make our city a better place. We ask all these things in your son's name. Amen. Now we'll repeat the Pledge of Allegiance. Clerk Toronto, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Present.
Councilmember McBride,
Present.
Councilmember Warner, Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Present.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Present.
Councilmember White,
Present.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
I'm present.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Present.
President Lee.
Present.
All 9 council members present.
All right, thank you. We will now have reports from the Subcommittee on Minutes.
To the Common Council of the City of South Bend, the subcommittee has inspected the minutes of the October 13th, 2025 meeting of the council and found them to be correct. Therefore, we recommend the same be approved.
Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes. There is no special business and there is no report from city offices.
Point of information, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Given the current crisis that we are going through, we've had several sections in our meetings where we have had no reports from the city offices. And I'm requesting that at our upcoming meetings that we can have regular updates on what the city's plan is to address any issues that are dealing with the SNAP shutdown that's going to be happening on this coming Saturday. I mean, if they solve it, fine, but I'm looking through different things and I see other cities updating their residents. I also would like to know, given the governor's issue today, what would be the city's plan to deal with advocating against the redistricting? And number three, what's the update for the city's plan for SB1? I think it's important for this section. We have skipped over it majority of the year. And like was stated by one of our residents earlier, that this, I think this needs to be advocated for in this special, there's a reason why this is here. And given the crisis that we're in, that you prayed through in your prayer, that I think this is very important for our city residents to be educated to what our city is doing to help their needs right now, given the three crises that I just addressed. And so hopefully in our meeting in November, is it possible that we could have an update again and start having those from my city, from my mayor's office, to have different offices to continue to update us either on these issues and on other issues that are affecting the city of South Bend.
Thank you. Yep. All right.
I
Now-
appreciate that.
I will now entertain a motion to resolve into the committee of the whole.
So moved. Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes.
The Committee of the Whole is now in session. This is the portion of council's meeting where bills are given a second reading and a public hearing before a committee made up of all 9 council members. All bills set for this evening's second reading and public hearing have previously been given a first reading and a committee hearing prior to this evening's meeting. We will also hear from the chairperson of the standing committee where the bill was discussed and the results of that discussion. If the proposed ordinance is a zoning ordinance, a report from a staff member will be given. In all other situations, the formal presentation on the proposed ordinance will immediately follow the committee report, and the formal presentation shall be untimed. We'll first mention Bill 6925 was tabled until November 24th. That was Bill 6925. Clerk Torado, can you please give a second reading to Bill number 47-25?
Public hearing on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, amending the zoning ordinance and seeking a special exception use for property located at 431 Dundee Street, Councilmanic District Number 6, in the City of South Bend, Indiana.
Thank you. Dr. Davis, is there a committee report?
Yes, there is. The Zoning and Annexation Committee met this afternoon and bring this bill to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Staff member. Good evening.
Good evening, council members. Good to see you again. My name is Brian Killen, zoning administrator, City of South Bend City Hall, at the new City Hall address. Is that okay? Can you see that, or do I need to?
That's better.
It's better.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So for Bill 4725 is a rezoning at 431 Dundee Street to change the zoning from urban neighborhood 1 to urban neighborhood 2. The intention of converting the existing but vacant 2-unit dwelling to a multi-unit dwelling, specifically 4 units in this case. A special exception is also requested by the petitioner, which is required in the U2 district for a conversion of this type that adds 1 or more dwellings to an existing structure. The petition was heard early today by the Zoning and Annexation Committee and was sent to the council with a favorable recommendation. The structure was for many years a church, so it is On a large parcel, it's a large structure compared to the surrounding residential. But over the years, it has transitioned to a duplex, but there's been no major changes to the exterior. So it has not for a while looked like residential comparatively. So the petitioner is requesting to, again, convert this to a 4-unit with the rezoning. But this requires the structure to be brought up to code if the petition was granted. So here are some renderings of the structure. On the right, you'll see a rendering of landscaping and of the parking pad in the rear, where parking will be accessed by the alley. The windows, however, are current, have been permitted by building, so those are current windows. However, the rendering in the front will bring the structure, will need to be brought up to code with a proper frontage, either a porch or a stoop in this case, with street trees and additional residential walkway. With these changes in mind, again, with the landscaping, with bringing the parking up to code, we believe the project aligns with the objective H4 of the city's comprehensive plan, as well as objective H1 and H2, which brings underutilized vacant properties, into activates them, as well as adds, a mix of rental and density within the city. So therefore, based on this information, the staff would recommend favorable recommendation.
Thank you very much. For our petitioner here, our petitioner, is there anything else you would like to add?
Good evening. My name is Stefan Breziak, 821 North St. Louis Boulevard, South Bend. Just wanted to say I'm looking forward to possibly doing this project and just doing something with the structure instead of it just kind of just sitting vacant. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate your making the changes, bringing everything up to code. That's always appreciated. Thank you. At this time, we'll go to the public hearing portion. Are there any members of the public wishing to speak on Bill 7522 regarding the project, either in person or online?
I do not see any members of the public wishing to speak in favor of the bill.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we will close the public hearing. Council members, any questions? Council member, I heard over here first, Council member Thomas Morgan.
Yes, sir. Would you be able to share what the timeline is for you to do the exterior renovations and bring it more into the design standards, to comply with the design standards? Sorry, what's the
Well-
timeline?
Well, if I was to get approval, let's say this week, it would take me maybe about 30 to 45 days. But it would definitely be done this year. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Gooden Rogers.
Yes, okay, when it was the church, there was never enough parking places, so are you taking any of that land and making a parking area for the, what is that, a multi?
Yeah, it's a fourplex. So if you look in the picture to the right, there's like a concrete pad there. That's the concrete pad going to the alley. That's basically about 6 parking spaces. Plus you have all that area in the front also,
But that's
off
what
the
I'm,
street.
I guess that's what I'm asking, are you gonna use the parking on the street to take that up from the other residents and not
No,
use?
not exactly. Like I said, on the rear, there's alley access where I'm gonna put a pad where there's parking space for at least 6 cars.
So in the pad, is there gonna be concrete?
Concrete,
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Okay,
hard
so
surface.
they will have a place to park without
correct,
taking it off from the street?
correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Early today, you said the only reservation that residents had was the upkeep. And you talked about your a property manager, and I want to know, where are they where are they based? Is that a local manager in Leeson County or
Yes, South Bend,
South Bend?
Correct.
Very good. Want someone local.
correct.
Councilmember Nitzkowski.
Thank you. I don't have a question, just a comment that this young man is a West Sider. He's brought up, he graduated Washington High School. He's vested in the community. And the conversations that I have had with him is that he really wants to help make the West Side a better place and improve living conditions and opportunities for other types of housing in the neighborhood. I appreciate that with him. I also appreciate him meeting with the neighbors to help work out those concerns. And I thank you for your patience in working through this. I believe it's been since July.
Correct.
And so I know you're excited and I'm excited to see this project move forward. So thank you for your investment and thank you for spending your dollars in our community and making the West Side a great place.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to send Bill 47-25 to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
I have a motion and a couple seconds for a favorable recommendation. Clerk Toronto, can you please do a roll call?
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
9 ayes.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
4725 will go to third reading with a favorable recommendation. So 5725, Council Palmer, I'm going to lean on you a little bit. We've done second reading. We've done, it's a budget bill, so we have a little different steps on it. We've done public hearing on the bill. So now we're bringing it back to council for any comments, questions on the transpo budget and a council action to send that forward, correct?
Correct. It comes back to the committee of the whole for council action only, no public hearing.
Thank you, sir. Okay, with that, we don't need a reading. Council, any questions, comments regarding transposed budget bill? Councilmember Nitzkowski.
Just a comment that we've heard this budget, I don't know how many times, I think at least 3 or 4 times. 4 times. Chris is here. He is also, I just want to give kudos to him because he's also the acting CEO for Transpo right now, as well as the CFO. He took a lot of time working with this budget. I asked for the support from the council to get their budget passed. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions regarding the transpo bill, council members? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to send Bill 57-25 to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second for a favorable recommendation. Clerk Toronto, could you please do a roll call vote for us?
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
9 ayes.
Thank you. The transpo budget bill 5725 will go to the third reading with favorable recommendation. First we're going to, may I have a motion to accept substitute bill 6825?
So moved.
Second.
I've got a motion to a second. All those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Substitute is accepted. Clerk Toronto, can you please give substitute bill 6825 a second reading?
Public hearing on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, fixing the annual pay and monetary fringe benefits of sworn members of the South Bend Police Department for calendar year 2026.
Thank you. Councilmember Nitzkowski, do we have a committee report?
Yes, we do, Chair. This was heard in Personal and Finance this afternoon and was given a favorable recommendation to the Committee of the Whole.
Good evening, Mr. Willis. Welcome.
Kyle Willis, City Controller, offices on the second floor of the South Bend City Hall building. Bill number 68-25 authorizes 4% increase to officers' salaries for the fiscal year 2026. Also increases to longevity pay for those officers as well, along with a $3,500 residency bonus for those officers that live within the city limits. Again, this is what we discussed earlier in the committee meeting. Just hitting the key highlights of this bill.
Thank you very much. This time, we will open up the public hearing. Any members of the public wishing to speak on Bill number 6825 regarding police department salaries, either in person or online? Do we have anybody who would like to speak regarding the bill?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online that wishes to speak in favor or in opposition of the bill.
Thank you. At this time, I do want to thank and recognize our council members that sat on the bargaining committee. I know that is not always an easy task to sit on those committees. So I do want to thank you for your time put in on the committee. Council members, any questions regarding Bill 6825? Any other comments, Councilmember Bolden Simpson?
Not particularly a question about the bill, but I know that we're fully staffed now, the police.
Correct.
And which we're very happy about that. I was just wondering if you could provide information at a later time regarding overtime. Now that we're fully staffed, it seems like overtime should decrease and like compare it from when we were not fully staffed and how is it now? And if you could do that,
With police or police
Or-
and
or
or
fire.
fire?
please.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other council members?
I just have a comment. I just want to also thank our police for their service that they have given to us. We have one police officer in the back. I'd like to thank her. And it's always great to have police officers at our council meetings. And so again, we would like to just thank you for your service. We are a safer city and because of you and appreciate that. So I thank, and again, of course, those who served on the bargaining units from our city, appreciate them too. And we have a good public safety force here, so I'm grateful for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councilmember Thomas Morgan.
I just want to say as a council member on the negotiating on the committee that really appreciate the tenor of these negotiations. It was very amicable. People came into these discussions in good faith and really appreciated the FOP and police's cognizance of the challenges that the city will face with Senate Senate Enrolled Act Bill 1. So really came into these negotiations with the understanding of some difficulties that we'll face in the years to come. So really appreciate that and thank them for service to our community.
Yes, I would just like to say that being part of the negotiating team from the city, that this was a pleasant experience and it was negotiated in good faith. And we're excited that we've gotten the police, and I was on the fire also. So again, being able to get these contracts negotiated and hopefully as the years come up, we'll be able to get longer term. But thank you for everybody that participated, all the lawyers and all of the members of the FOP. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? I would entertain a motion.
I move that we
Motion's been-
send Bill 68-25 to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second on Bill 6825 for favorable recommendation. Clerk Toronto, can you please do a roll call vote for us?
Councilmember Dr. Davis.
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember McBride.
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson. Councilmember Warner.
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan.
Aye.
President Lee.
Aye.
9 ayes.
Thank you. 6825. We'll go to the third reading with a favorable recommendation. 6925, as I mentioned, has been tabled to November 24th. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to rise from the committee of the whole.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Committee of the whole is now adjourned.
Bills on third reading. The full council is now back in session, and this is the portion of our meeting where bills are given a third reading and action taken regarding the bills that were heard during the committee of the whole. Clerk Toronto, would you please give Bill 47-25 a third reading?
Third reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, amending the zoning ordinance and seeking a special exception use for property located at 431 Dundee Street, Councilmanic District Number 6, in the City of South Bend, Indiana.
All right, there's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride, Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson.
Aye.
Councilmember Warner. Vice President Thomas Morgan.
Aye.
President Lee.
Aye.
9 ayes.
All right, 47-25 is passed. Clerk Toronto, please give 57-25 a third reading.
Third reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, appropriating, adopting, and approving the South Bend Public Transportation Corporation's 2026 budget and levying the tax and fixing the rate of the taxation for the purpose of raising revenue to fund the South Bend Public Transportation Corporation, South Bend, Indiana, for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026.
Motion for passage.
Hold on. Counselor Warner, is there a recommendation from the committee of the whole? All right, now,
Motion for passage.
all right.
Passing on passage.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember Warner, Vice President Thomas Morgan.
Aye.
President Lee.
Aye.
9 ayes.
57-25 has been adopted. Clerk Toronto, please give 68-25 a third reading.
Third reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, fixing the annual pay and monetary fringe benefits of sworn members of the South Bend Police Department for calendar year 2026.
Counselor Warner, is there a recommendation from the committee of the whole? I'll now entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion for the passage of substitute bill 68-25.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember Warner, Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan, President Lee.
Aye.
9 ayes.
68-25 has been adopted. Resolutions.
I'd like to make a motion to have a joint presentation on bills 24, 20, let me get it straight, Bill 2542 and Bill 2543.
Second.
So moved.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes. All right, this is the portion of the council's meeting where the common council hears bills filed as proposed resolutions. The title of each proposed resolution is read by the city clerk. A report from the committee chairperson of the standing committee to which the bill was referred to for an advisory review and recommendation is then given. And during the public portion on each proposed resolutions, members of the public are invited to address the council. We ask that you please give your name, address, and comments on the bill. If you have any questions, they will be addressed by the presenter during their rebuttal. And each member of the public is limited to 5 minutes, with those speaking in favor going first, followed by those in opposition, then a 5-minute rebuttal by the presenter of the bill. Is there let's read.
Report. Committee,
we got to read it first.
oh, okay, we can
Yeah.
read it first.
Here we go. Clerk Toronto, please read 2542 and 2543.
2542, a resolution modifying and reconfirming the adoption of declaratory resolution number 5018-23, designating certain areas within the city of South Bend, Indiana, commonly known as 3201 West Calvert Street, South Bend, Indiana 46613, an economic revitalization area for purposes of a 5-year personal property tax abatement for Vertibird North America LLC. 2543, a resolution modifying and confirming and reconfirming the adoption of declaratory resolution number 5019-23, designating certain areas within the city of South Bend, Indiana, commonly known as 3201 West Calvert Street, South Bend, Indiana, 46613, an economic revitalization area for purposes of an 8-year real property tax abatement for Vertibird North America LLC.
All right, is there a committee report?
Yes, President Lee, this afternoon, the Community Investment Committee sent both of these bills forward with a favorable recommendation.
All right, our petitioner is here, and I ask that you state your name and address for the record.
Thank you, council members. Eric Glavich, Director of Growth and Opportunity, offices on the 5th floor of the new City Hall. Presenting to you these two reconfirming resolutions that would reconfirm the tax abatement that council had passed in 2023 for Vertibird North America LLC. This company had purchased the South Bend ethanol plant at that time and is in the process of investing over $230 million to modernize the facility and bring new operations, including renewable natural gas production. It's a very exciting project. The scope of the investment is unseen in South Bend. Both the Department of Community Investment and council at the time emphatically supported the tax abatement for this project in 2023. Just a quick overview, the declaratory resolutions and the confirming resolutions were passed in May and June of that year. Basically, upon purchasing the South Bend ethanol plant, as I commented, Vertibird North America is in the process of investing $230 million. They've already begun the project. If you go out there, you'll see that there's foundations for new digester tanks that have been installed. However, the project has currently been stalled due to no fault of the petitioner, Vertibird North America, or anyone else in South Bend. It's due to inaction at the federal government. The technology processes require federal approval, and the federal agencies, including the IRS and the Department of Energy, have not issued the guidance necessary for Vertibird to receive the approvals needed. As Greg Northrup, President and CEO of Vertibird North America, will talk about, they need to get through these approval processes. The approvals will be coming expected 2027 or 2028. The reason that we're asking you to reconfirm these resolutions is because as part of the reconfirming resolution, we extend the designation period, which you may recall is essentially the timeline in which a tax abatement recipient must complete a project. When council granted the abatements in 2023, they also provided a 3-year designation period that would expire at the end of 2026. That would expire before they're able to get their approvals from the federal government. So these resolutions would not only reconfirm and reassert things that the Common Council had found in 2023 in terms of the property being eligible for tax abatement, it will also extend the designation period out to 2030. Just really quick overview. I went through this at the committee meeting, so I won't belabor the point, but the first bill would be reconfirming the personal property tax abatement. This is where Vertibird will be investing over $220 million in equipment. It's quite a phenomenal investment. When you look at the tax numbers associated with this investment, it's quite impressive. Even after the tax abatement expires, you'll be looking at, significant tax revenues for the city. So it really is a win-win. On the real property side, they'll be building, no fewer than 10 buildings and investing, north of $10 million, in just the real property improvements. So, these are actual improvements to the property. They're saving the South Bend ethanol plant, which, as you might recall, there's always been concern about the long-term viability of that facility. With Vertibird coming in and investing, we know that we have, this great, job creator and industry in South Bend for years to come. So I will pause there. Greg Northrup is the president and CEO of Verbio North America, and I know he would like to make a few comments.
Thank you, Eric. My name is Greg Northrup. I'm President and CEO of Verbio North America. I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm happy to be before you again tonight to talk about our request to extend the tax abatement to 12/31 of 2030. I wouldn't be here but for our government's inability, unfortunately, to issue guidelines, rules, and regulations that would allow us to secure what's called the 45Z tax credit. It's a production tax credit that was part of the One Big Beautiful Bill. The reality is the Department of Energy and the IRS are not going to issue guidelines that would tell us what we need to do to qualify for the tax production credit until May of 2026, next year. Earlier this year, when we were negotiating the Big Beautiful Bill, there was concerns about whether the 45Z production tax credit was even going to be incorporated into the bill. It was originally incorporated into the Biden administration Inflation Reduction Act. Unfortunately, the Biden administration did not issue guidance and regulations prior to the end of their administration, and they kicked the can down the road to the Trump administration. So here we are today, still waiting for guidance about how we will qualify for this significant piece of our own investment. We've put about $20 million into the project so far, and then I raised a red flag because of the uncertainty that we're faced with at this point, and to spend another $200 million without knowing exactly what the tax credit will generate for us as part of our financial model would have been irresponsible on behalf of our employees, on behalf of our shareholders. And so we slowed down construction until we can get resolution of these critical issues. If we get approval in terms of the guidance in May of 2026, it will take 12 to 18 months for Department of Energy to actually approve our production process. And I won't belabor this, but it's a very technical process. The Argonne National Labs, which is one of the government labs, has developed a model called the GREEK model. It's used to calculate the reduction in carbon intensity of our production process. It's very sophisticated. And that's what we use as the guideline to determine what is the value of the credit. Well, until all that happens, we're stuck. But the good news is we had committed to add 8 new employees to our base of 61. Today, we're at 80 employees. Right. The good news is the ethanol plant, which we've invested in today, is producing 90 million gallons equivalent of ethanol as part of our production process. So we've been able to take an asset that I think I told you when I was with you 2 years ago in 2023, but for our investment, my guess is the plant would have closed. And so I'm really happy today to at least report to you that we're making really good progress on the ethanol part of the production process. I want to be able to make renewable natural gas. But I can't do that without direction from the Department of Energy and the IRS. It's the reality that we're dealing with. And it's unfortunate that I have to be here today to request this extension. But it's something that's out of my control. We're putting lots of pressure on lots of different people, trying to get some action, but we're a voice in the wilderness at this point, unfortunately. And so all I need from you is the extension approval tonight to allow us to wait till we get better guidance, and then we'll finish the construction that we've already started. We have built 9 of the pads that are required for the anaerobic digestion tanks. They're huge pads of cement. Each one costs $750,000. 9 of those are done. We will build another 6 as part of our process. And our construction people have set up a timeline for April of next year to start construction on 3 more of the pads and 3 of the tanks to actually be built. And we're doing that on the premise that we're going to have much better understanding here shortly of what the world looks like and take some risk to keep the project moving. But again, we'll have to see how all this unfolds. And I'm happy to take any questions that you may have. And I appreciate the support. Eric and his team and the rest of the team here in South Bend have been very helpful to us, very supportive. I couldn't ask for better treatment for our company and the respect that you've shown us. And we're going to hopefully deliver to you a project that all of us will be proud about in a couple, 3 years if we get the government to get its act together. Questions, if you have any. Yep.
Don't have any questions. I just say thank you. Thank you for weathering the storm. I live near you. I could walk over to where you are over there. And years ago, we fought hard because when the ethanol plant shut down, Lord have mercy, it caused a lot of problems. I got some gray hair out of that. And so
Well, both of us have some gray hair, but hopefully we're
Yeah,
going to put
I
to
tell you
work.
the truth. And our neighbors and everything else went through a whole struggle. And so it's just nice to see how you continue to fight back and stay out there, no matter what happens at the federal and state levels. You're there, and we here on the local level are going to keep raising our hands to cheer you along and to keep you going, because it's a pleasure to have you. And you do so much for us. And I'm just grateful. I had to step out earlier this afternoon, but I just wanted to thank you for standing through everything else and keeping it going. And you're doing so well.
Thank you very
And,
much.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this for questions or comments?
We would do questions.
Just one question.
Okay.
Could you confirm, I said this earlier today, but the ethanol plant was the oldest ethanol plant in the nation of 200 plants that we have. And I thank you for taking custody of it and not letting it just, well, as Councilmember Davis said, it wouldn't have been a good outcome. But that investment you made, you specifically chose this out of 200 ethanol plants, and there's only one other one like this in the nation that produces the byproduct of the ethanol that you make into this natural gas form.
Yeah,
Could you
so
just-
maybe to add to what you're saying, Council Member, we have a plant in Nevada, Iowa that's up and running today that is a biorefinery. It makes both ethanol and renewable natural gas using the processes that we will construct here in South Bend. I think we came to South Bend in part because it was a good opportunity. We saw a plant that we could buy at a very reasonable price, knowing that we we're going to have to invest significant dollars in it. But there's a really strong area here in terms of the corn that's grown by your growers. We have a really great team of growers that we work with. So there was just a lot of good infrastructure in place that said, it's okay to make this investment here. We'll be very happy with it. So.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Question? Yes.
Check the comments yet?
Yeah, we'll come back to the comments. Yep. At this time, we'll go to the public hearing. Clerk Toronto, is there anyone from the public wishing to speak in favor?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor of the bill.
Is there anyone looking to speak in opposition?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in opposition of the
At
bill.
this time, the public hearing portion is now closed. Now we will have comments from anyone that would like to make a comment.
I would like to personally thank you for your investment, your commitment, not only to the community, but in regards to the ethanol plant. I can recall, I don't know how long years ago, that the council took on the challenge, to ensure that the ethanol plant will remain. And we spent a lot of time also with the citizens to make sure that they had a clear understanding what was going to happen. They had input, and to see where we're at now, and your investment is amazing. So I just want to say, hang in there. Okay.
Thank you. for
We
your
support you.
Thank you for the comment.
Bye-bye.
Anyone else? Yes.
I too just want to thank you. When you came before us in 2023, it was really an education lesson in the project that you're investing in South Bend. And so it's just really exciting for South Bend, and really same time regrettable that we are experiencing these delays. But look forward to that day when we can move forward on the renewable part of the
Thank you. I
project.
think I'd add for your benefit, the renewable energy industry is still in its infancy as an energy source for our country, but it's critical that we develop the diversity of the supply of various types of energy. We're just one piece of the equation, a critical piece, we think. But there's many ways for us to meet our energy requirements. This is one of those, and we need to stay committed. We need to have a vision, and we need to have certainty in the process. And unfortunately, we're not quite there yet, but it's part of the process. So I accept it, and we'll make it work.
Anyone else?
Yeah, man. And as your sixth district representative, I want you to know I'll see you through any cornfield to make the rest of this project go. So you do have the support, I think, of all of us up here. And I'm just sorry about some of the lengths that you've had to go to and not be able to start the project. Because I think you'd already be starting them. I've been out there, I've seen those pads. It's an exciting project, especially for that in the town to see a $230 million investment. That is not a small amount of investment. So I really thank you, and I thank you for your perseverance and hanging in there.
Thank
And
you.
know that the council members here, we do support you, and the renewable energy, because this plant can be a model for the other 200 ethanol plants that are in the nation.
Right.
So I would love to see our city be able to lead the nation.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Again, thank you for your investment. We appreciate it. And now I will entertain a motion.
Move for adoption of resolution
Second.
2542.
Second?
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
9 ayes.
Resolution 2542 has been adopted.
Move for adoption of resolution 2543.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
9 ayes.
All right, 2543 has been adopted. Clerk Toronto, please give 2545 a reading.
A resolution of the Common Council of the City of South Bend designating certain areas within the City of South Bend, Indiana, commonly known as 3315 William Richardson Court, South Bend, Indiana, 46628, an economic revitalization area for purposes of a 7-year real property tax abatement for Michigan Motorsports LLC.
All right, is there a committee report?
Yes, this afternoon, Community Investments sent this bill forward with a favorable recommendation regarding moving a business from Niles to South Bend.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. All right. Petitioner, please
Sounds
state your
good.
name and address.
Eric Lavich, Director of Growth and Opportunity, offices on the 5th floor of the new City Hall. Council members, thank you for this opportunity to present this declaratory resolution for a 7-year tax abatement for, as Councilmember Warner had pointed out, for a small but growing business to move from Niles to South Bend. We were very excited when we began conversations with Dan and Easter Baber, who are the owners of Michigan Motorsports, looking for property where they could expand their growing business. The property in yellow on your screen has been city-owned for, I believe, since 2002. It has sat vacant. It's in terms of an industrial property, it's small. It's 7 acres. As Mr. Molnar, my colleague, had pointed out during the committee meeting, when we get inquiries for industrial properties, companies are usually looking for 20, 30, 40 acres. So when having conversations with the Babers in regard to properties that might work for them in South Bend, it was very exciting that this property fit their requirements. As I mentioned, the property is currently owned by the city, so it doesn't bring in any income in terms of tax revenue. It sat vacant for as long as the city has owned it. Part of the reason it's perfect for the Babers and Michigan Motorsports is that it's the right size, and it's zoned industrial. It's in an area that they find desirable, this industrial park on William Richardson Court. So they would be planning on building roughly a 50,000 square foot warehouse, distribution center, offices, along with a showroom. I'll let the Babers comment on what their actual business is and what they do, but they provide auto parts for classic classic cars, basically. They've grown significantly. They've taken advantage of the demand that's out there. And to build this new facility that to fit their needs, they're looking at spending north of $4.5 million. Also, there's future plans, as they continue to trend positively, there may be a phase two, which is the area in white on the screen, which would be an additional 30,000 square foot addition. But at this point in time, we're only focused on the gray area in terms of their plans. They will bring all of their employees from Niles to this new operation. And then as the business continues to grow and fit into the space, they anticipate that they could bring on about 29 new employees if they grow as expected. Again, they can talk more about the business and what they would plan to do. Looking at the abatement, it's vacant land, so if it was not city-owned and was privately owned, it'd only bring about $2,500 in taxes. When this project is completed, we estimate that the annual tax liability would be about $83,000.
Wow.
So as you look at the 7-year tax abatement, total taxes would be, $580,000. And we are asking through this declaratory resolution and a subsequent confirming resolution that you would abate roughly $320,000 of those. This is an incentive, to get businesses to invest in South Bend. And you can see that through Michigan Motorsports and their commitment to, move their business down here, that this is an incentive for them that enables them to be able to make those business decisions. I will pause there, and I know they made the long trip from out of state, so I'll give them the floor.
Welcome.
Welcome. Hello. Good evening. Easter Bayer from Michigan Motorsports, 255 Bell in Niles.
And Dan Baber, Michigan Motorsports, 255 Bell Road, Niles, Michigan. We own a company called Michigan Motorsports that we started actually out of the basement of our house. Not everybody knows that. And has grown quite substantially over the years. And we're at the point now where we've outgrown our current facility and have been looking for a larger property in order to build a building to house our distribution center and our office area. And so the South Bend area has been very welcoming to us so far, and we're really excited to start to transition our company from the Niles area to the South Bend area. The fulfillment center we're going to build will house all of our current employees, so we will bring them from Michigan to South Bend. Being in Niles, it's only about a 5-minute drive for most employees, 5 minutes longer. So they're very welcoming to that. South Bend has a much larger demographic for a hiring pool that we're very excited about. Our wage starts around $19 an hour. And we have some employees that make up above $60 an hour. So we think that our contribution to the city of South Bend from an employment standpoint, I think will be very beneficial for the area, not only for our current employees, but future employees as well. So does anyone have any questions?
Any questions?
No question.
How many employees do you currently have?
We have right around 15 employees total right now.
Thank you.
You may have to change your name from Michigan to Michiano.
That's been a topic conversation. We are well branded, not only locally, but across the whole United States and international.
Yeah. Wow.
As known. So it might be hard.
Right on the line,
Yeah. Yeah. They make hot rod engines, correct?
Correct. So we make performance automotive parts. I should say we resell automotive performance parts. We do design quite a few parts. We currently don't do manufacturing in-house, but we do have a lot of parts manufactured specifically for us and are branded as our parts that we distribute across all of the United States. And then we are building a showroom. The racing and performance community is very strong locally. And so we do have quite a few customers come in on a daily basis to see what we're about and to purchase parts from us. And we have a very technical side of our industry. So we do a lot with our customers and almost holding their hands through some complex builds that they do. So, yeah.
Thank you. Any questions?
What keeps you ahead of your competition?
We take a very personal, like a white glove approach, where a lot of our competitors are in the automotive parts industry just to sell parts. We have a passion in this industry. I started racing vehicles back when I was just a kid. Our children also have raced cars throughout the years. So we collect cars, we've built cars in the past. And so we have a passion for the industry. And this passion's actually just developed into a business, which is probably a dream come true, right?
Yeah.
And so it started off as a passion that's turned into a business. And so when we have individuals that come to us, which we do on a daily basis, looking to maybe modify one of their vehicles, they're very excited about it. They just might not know how. So we do have the technical expertise to do that. So we, instead of just having a website where individuals could just order online and receive the parts, they can do that, but they can reach out to us first. We actually guide them through that whole process and help them, decide exactly what they're looking for and kind of give them that hands-on approach. So that's really what separates us from our competitors and has allowed us to grow at the rate that we've grown over the years.
So because of your passion, you can help them define and to fulfill their passion.
Correct.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
If there's no other questions, Clerk Toronto will now go to the public hearing. Is there anyone from the public that is speaking in favor?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor of the bill.
Is there anyone looking to speak in opposition?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in opposition.
All right, well, at this point, the public hearing portion is over. I now entertain a motion.
Motion to pass.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
I passionately say yes.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
As a previous owner of a 68442, I say yes.
Councilmember Good Rogers,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes, the word is yes, right?
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Bowden Simpson,
Owner of a GT 37 Le Mans and a newly converted Trans Am. I think it was a Trans Am.
Councilmember Warner,
I've got some Matchbox cars. Aye.
That's a good one. I gotta give you credit. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee.
As a future old, I don't know. I don't have anything yet, but I say aye too. Welcome to the first district and welcome to South Bend.
Nine
All
ayes.
right.
All right,
See you in 2 weeks.
there you go.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Bills on first reading. Clerk Toronto, give Bill 70-25 a first reading.
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, approving a petition of the Advisory Board of Zoning Appeals for the property located at 1417 West Indiana Avenue, Councilmanic District Number 6 in the City of South Bend, Indiana.
I would like a motion to send to board, to our zoning board of appeals, November 3rd and send to ZNA on November 10th.
So move.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Clerk Toronto, give 71-25 first reading.
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, Approving a petition of the Advisory Board of Zoning Appeals for the property located at 1409 West Indiana Avenue, Councilmanic District Number 6 in the city of South Bend, Indiana.
I'd like to entertain a motion to send to the Board of Zoning and Appeals on November 3rd and then send to ZNA on November 10th.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion passes. Clerk Toronto gives 72-25 a first reading.
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, approving a petition of the Advisory Board of Zoning Appeals for the property located at 1101 Elliott Street, Councilmanic District Number 2 in the city of South Bend, Indiana.
I'd like to entertain a motion to send to the Board of Zoning Appeals November 3rd and then ZNA on November the 10th.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? All right, Clerk Toronto gives 73-25 a first reading, sorry.
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, amending the zoning ordinance for property located at 725 West LaSalle Avenue, Councilmanic District Number 1 in the city of South Bend, Indiana.
All right, we want to make sure we get that right because all of those bills before was going to the 6th district, so. I'd like to entertain a motion to send to the Board of Zoning Appeals on November the 3rd and then ZNA on November the 10th.
So move.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
No.
Motion passes. All right, unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business from the council?
Well, updates on unfinished business.
Okay.
We are very glad to report that on last week, on Tuesday, we had a great turnout at Marshall School. Many of them are here tonight, I see, for Lafayette Falls, and I want to thank the several council members who came to, along with Councilwoman Bowden Simpson and I. We had Councilwoman Karen White that was there. We had our President Lee that was there. We had Councilwoman Ophelia Rogers, and we had Chief of Staff back there, Mrs. Scott, and we had several other, Mr. Caleb Bauer. And yes, thank you, Mr. Bob Palmer. And we had another gentleman there, I could get Cochran, thank you. Tim Cochran. And so they were there, and I'm glad that we are here to continue, as we were charged to do, is continue to meet with our delegation here. We will be having another meeting on December the 2nd, and you can continue.
Yes, we will have another meeting on December 2nd, and as long as Marshall Traditional is open, we plan to have it there, and we'll keep you abreast if it changes. I would like to thank the body that came. You were very easy to work with. You were solution-oriented, not just complaining, even though you have some valid complaints, but you were looking for solutions. So I am positive and I am determined that we're going to find some solutions.
And I'm glad WSBT was there. They gave us coverage, and you all have been all abreast on that. And so we look forward to continue to find solutions like Councilwoman Bowden Simpson just said. And we look forward to hearing from them. As this is a county city issue, we also had representation from St. Joe County. We had a Republican and a Democrat there in the area, because it's going to take all of us coming together to fix this situation and to have long-term, as our city continues to grow and other people continue to have their businesses move to South Bend. So we want to make sure that we take care of those who are already here. And we are very happy for that. So thank you for that, and look forward to continuing to updating you in our upcoming meetings.
Okay. Council, Mr. Palmer, I do apologize with the move and everything. We didn't have our printout of where the last bill 7325 was supposed to go. And I am having issues with my eyes tonight and I couldn't see it. And so we were supposed to, we need to redo that. I'm so sorry. 70-25. Do I, yep, the first reading, yeah. Yeah, we need to send it to the South Bend Plan Commission for a hearing on November 17th and then send to Zoning and Annexation Committee for public hearing and reading on November the 24th.
So move.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes. I do apologize for that.
Life happens.
I turned 49, so
Hey.
these eyes ain't working like they used to. All right, any new business? All right.
That's old. Okay, new, okay.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, we're chicken.
Well, I just want to thank, we had the tours of the district and we toured District 5 and District 2. Thank you, President Lee, for the very lovely, lovely bus. That was just really nice. And even though it wasn't a lot of people, it was just really nice to showcase District 5. And it was just a pleasure to go to District 2. And it just, we will do even better the next time and have more people there. So thank you to the clerk's office for the flyers, and thank you, Councilwoman White, for the snacks, and really had a good time.
Thank you. Any other new business? Yes.
Just like to say, thank you to State Representative Maureen Bauer. She had a forum on Saturday at Riley High School about the redistricting. And of course, we've all seen today that things are happening. So this definitely is concerning for all of us and impacts not just the state and the decisions from the federal government, but it impacts us, every household, and our local community as well. So we need to work together and hope that we talk about better quality of life for all residents, but this time is troubling times for everyone. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you live, and whatever your economic status is, this is impacting us all. So we need to have some compassion and also sit down together to work together to see how we can assist our residents if there are alternatives for us. I know that everybody on the council have passion and compassion and love for our constituents. So just want to shout out to her, but also we have a lot of work to do.
That's true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have,
All right.
I have.
Privilege of the
That's
floor.
it.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted you to explain about the empowerment since I had to be on a bus Saturday and you went in place of me. So can you give a little bit about that for us?
Yes, Saturday, the financial empowerment zone that's at the Martin Luther King Dream Center hosted a tennis shoe giveaway. And it was over 200 kids that showed up, and families were able to not buy, but actually get free shoes that were either donated. Some were brand new Skylar Diggins Puma shoes, and some were that were slightly used, but still in very, very good shape. And it was awesome to see the Dream Center packed and the kids being able to get what they needed. And I think every kid walked out of there smiling and happy. And so it was a great day. It was a tournament, and it was just a great day to get back to the community. And the Dream Center is doing exactly what we wanted it to do, to be a place where dreams are being realized and kids are hoping for a better future. So I did have to stand in the place of the wonderful Second District Councilwoman Ophelia Gooden Rogers. So I hope that I did a good job standing in for her, but they were very much looking for her. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Privilege of the floor.
New business.
Oh, that's where we're at. We're in new business already. Thank you. All right. Privilege of the floor. Disrespectful, rude, or disruptive speech or actions will not be tolerated. Such speech or actions, as well as verbal attacks on any person, may result in the individual, without notice, forfeiting the remainder of his or her allotted time. Individuals who wish to address the council must state their name and residential address. Individuals will be limited to 3 minutes only. The maximum time limit for the portion of this meeting, this part of the meeting, is 30 minutes. An individual shall not be permitted to address topics which the council has heard previously on the agenda. The council president may assign a topic raised by an individual during the privilege of the floor to the appropriate council member and/or request the city clerk to contact a member of the city administration for review, and topics assigned shall be responded to at next council meeting. I ask that you state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Valerie Wise. I live at 1506 West Mackey Drive in the Lafayette Falls neighborhood. It's good to see you all again. I've been a resident for 6 years. I live in Lafayette Falls. You heard about the meeting that we recently had. I just wanted to update you. We appreciate you giving us time to hear about what has been going on in Lafayette Falls. Over the past several months, we've been working. Once we were made aware of the development plans and what was going to happen, we tirelessly started working on what is it that we can do to impact, because we're gravely concerned. We attended the Plan Commission meeting. We were at the previous Common Council meeting, if you all recall. We invited Councilwoman Sherry Bolden Simpson to join us in a tour of the neighborhood so that she could see firsthand some of the concerns that we've been raising. If you don't live in the neighborhood, it's sometimes hard to imagine it. Seeing is believing. Then we had the meeting that you all talked about that we just had this last Tuesday, and we're here tonight. Since we last spoke to the council, you may have seen the news story about the accident that we had at the entrance of Lafayette Falls. Exactly one of the issues that we were talking about that night. Fortunately, it was a car and a motorcycle accident. If you would have seen the front of that car and that motorcycle, you would not believe that they both walked away. And we are so very thankful that they did. However, that was just one example of something that we have brought up to be a concern. And as we know, they're currently developing phase 4, and they will be developing phase 5. Phase 5 will add an additional 109 homes to the neighborhood without affecting the infrastructure. As you can see and hear, as you heard, there's been strong engagement. I would like to invite everybody here from the Lafayette Falls neighborhood to stand. They're proud of themselves too, right? So our goal is to collaborate with the city. I've said this several times. Why? Every time. I'm not going to talk to any of you ever again. I've said several times, we're not against development of the neighborhood at all. We want to see additional homes come to the south side. Definitely additional affordable homes. However, as we're going to hear from a couple different speakers this evening, this development is not being done in a manner that is conducive to the betterment of South Bend and to the betterment of Lafayette Falls neighborhood. Our primary concern is safety, safety, safety. And our second concern is creating a subdivision that supports a lively neighborhood and a neighborhood that people actually want to move into. So I'm going to turn it over to my other neighbors.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Tom Ferguson, 6810 Stewart Drive, South Bend, Indiana, 46614. I come in the fact that what I'm going to present and come to, and I appreciate the opportunity to come back and speak to you again. I appreciate your attentive manner in which you've handled this situation. It goes to show me that there are people out here that want to listen to the people that are here that try to make a difference. And in making a difference, I will say that I served my entire adult life in public service with the military, United States Air Force, and with the Indiana State Police. And community is utmost to me. I served my whole life doing that through thick and thin. I've contributed to that with positive outcomes in my endeavors during my career. The one thing I want to point out and bring that expertise to is the safety aspect of that addition that's going to be presented in the Lafayette Falls area. As you know, we only have a one way in, one way out. And that situation presents an enormous amount of opportunity for traffic violations, for accidents, for the kids that play in that area that are in that area that would be causation for concern. What we're looking to do is, and we talked about too, is not just bringing complaints, but bringing solutions. And I want to bring to you the solutions and some ideas that I have in this concept that may improve that opportunity for that development to become safe and that area to become safe. And that is egress and address the opportunity for traffic direction in that. My career standing from not only from the law enforcement aspect, but from traffic and pedestrian control at the Indianapolis 500, the National Drags, Notre Dame, IU, on and on and on, as far as getting people in and out safely to a location. And when I talk about that, the location coming in from Kern into the subdivision there at Armstrong, it's a county road, 2-lane road that access there. It's a wide open area to where people really don't know where to pull up to or where to egress or to pull on to Kern from. We have incidents where people, as you talked about the motorcycle accident, where people come in and there's no way to go because they don't know where to go. And if you add those additions to the back and you take that and multiply that by the amount of people that are going to be in a household, let's just say average of 2 vehicles per household in that area, along with multi-family dwelling, that's going to cause a complete bottleneck there with just that entryway there. The other entryway talked about was on Spanish Trail, which is a secondary entrance that if you don't really know the area, nobody's going to know about it anyway. So the things that we're looking at doing and talking about doing is having an additional way to get out for those individuals in the back south of the addition, whether it be down to Roosevelt Road and out, or whatever we can come up with, or we can come up with a solution and help support that. I'm willing to help out with that. I know that I've been reached out and asked to get a hold of the South Bend Police Department, which I had. I've left information and contact numbers for them to come in and give them some sort of idea of what we can do. We talked about speed bumps. We talked about extra lanes coming in and out. We've talked about the entry and exit way on the way out. I think some things we can do now before we get to that point of maybe that secondary interest is some speed bumps in that area, stop signs in that area. I also have a precedence with South Bend Police Department come out and set during the morning times, the morning hours when the school buses come through, and in the afternoon when people coming back and forth from work. I think if we do that, I'm not asking to come out and write tickets and be in that situation. All I'm asking for is a presence of law enforcement in that area to give the people there an idea of the fact that we're looking at speeding. We're looking at maybe some speed bumps to put in there. We're looking at additional stop signs to put in there, a solution to the problem until we get to the main problem that we're looking at for correction. I know that Valerie and some of the people that are here, we're going to get the word out that that's what we're looking at. So there's going to be participation by the people that live in the subdivision to get the word out about speeding, about the kids playing, about the speed bumps, or whatever additional things we can add to making that subdivision safer. I wish I could come up here and tell you I had $150 billion to put into the coffers, but I don't. All I got is to put in something that maybe it's pretty cheap to help look at the safety and the well-being of the folks that live in the community. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
State your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Matthew Shane. I live at 6819 Stewart Drive, South Bend, Indiana, 46614 in the Lafayette Falls development. Council members, thank you for your time again this evening. I was here at the previous Common Council's meeting in early October. I wanted to speak tonight about the Lafayette Falls developers' continued lack of commitment when it comes to developing usable public spaces in our neighborhood. In 2024, the developer received a waiver that exonerated them from updating the plans to modern neighborhood planning standards and allowed them to continue developing the neighborhood lots based on plans that were drawn up in 2004. So the lots that are currently being built in the neighborhood are being built with plans that are over 2 decades old and have no consideration at all for their access to usable public green spaces and public infrastructure. They're going to connect them with sidewalks, and then that's the end of it. They're going to forget about it after that. Now in this new edition, in the Phase 5 edition, they're not planning on putting in any new public green spaces at all. They're planning on putting a walking path around a large pit in the back of the neighborhood and just calling that good. I've been down to this pit multiple times. I go hiking around there because the terrain is just, so interesting and varied. Because that pit is not a natural formation. It's a sand pit they dug out of the ground for leveling up new properties that are being developed. And when they're doing foundation digs, they dump the excess stone and topsoil back into the pit. So the whole area is not a natural formation. It's very unstable. I've seen large portions of it erode down into the bottom of the pit just in the few years that I've been observing it. The idea that you can just put a path around it and consider that a usable public space, let alone for 109 new multifamily homes, isn't just infeasible. I don't think it's safe or practical. You would have to bulldoze large sections of the area around it and clear cut down dozens, if not 100 trees to make a usable grade that you could walk around the whole area with a pathway. That alone is fine in terms of a construction standpoint. It's doable, except the whole area has also been designated as a protected wetlands. There are flags around the entire perimeter that say wetland designation. So I don't know what the legality is of developing that area into some kind of public space, let alone the construction feasibility of it. The whole area is also fed by a natural spring that originates somewhere off in the woods that I haven't been able to find. But even in the extended drought that we've been in, that area has always been full of water. And I've seen ducks, sandhill cranes. I've seen evidence of foxes and coyote and deer that frequent the area. So I really am concerned what that area is going to turn into if we do a lot of extended development around it to make it into the kind of usable public space that they want it to count as. And I think this just goes to show that they're probably not aware of its significance as a wetland or the work that would go into developing it, because there is this continued pattern of behavior of them just completely disregarding what is necessary for good public infrastructure in our neighborhood. They're just considered with getting as many homes in as possible. And we want new homes, but we want it to be a good neighborhood with a good, strong sense of community and good access by all the homes in the neighborhood to these usable spaces. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next person. State your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Barr. I live at 1514 West Mackey Drive, South Bend, Indiana, 46614. I'm also with the conglomerate that is here from Lafayette Falls. Thank you guys again for taking so much of your time to hear our concerns about how our community is being developed. I really just kind of wanted to touch base tonight. Councilwoman Bolden Simpson, you recommended that we go ahead and try and form a neighborhood association for Lafayette Falls. And I wanted to just provide a quick update on that. With your help and with Kayla Bauer's help from the mayor's office, I was able to get in touch with Mary McAfee. She is the Director of Engagement and Economic Empowerment with the City of South Bend. She's graciously agreed to meet with me this Wednesday, October 29th at 2 p.m. so we can start the process of getting our neighborhood formally recognized with the city. We kind of wanted to do this for a couple of different reasons. One, our subdivision does have multiple HOAs within the subdivision, so there's not really a unifying group right now for our neighborhood, which is probably part of the reason why we didn't have great visibility over how this development was being expanded. We're a little disjointed, and I think having this for our neighborhood would really help unify us into this organization almost within the city. Also, as Matthew elaborated, the developers, Bill and Bob Loudon of R&R Excavating, they haven't really given much thought to developing the common spaces like he said. Us having a neighborhood association would kind of give us access to those resources to help combat what they are lacking in their development plans. So it would help give us the resources to beautify the spaces that are there already, maybe help us with anything that comes in future expansions in the neighborhood. We do also intend to write letters to the developer. Obviously, we know that while we try to do everything within our power to influence these outcomes, we really do just want to try and stay in front of you all for that broader support and help as we try to make sure that our community is expanded in a way that South Bend really deserves to be expanded. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Awesome update.
All right, if there's no one else.
I do have some.
No, y'all had, no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Thank you, President Lee. Actually, it is just stemming off from the discussion that previously, I know that they talked about having Dr. Davis and I believe yourself and Counselor Sherry Simpson Bolden attend the meeting. And I've also heard that Caleb Bauer was in attendance and other people. So I guess my question would be, or ask, is out of that meeting, and I know, I'm a safety girl, my risk management hat is always on. I think that I don't know what alternatives or action plan going forward. There's one thing to have a meeting. There's also, could be a step that once the developer has moved forward, there may not be other alternatives. However, there is stake in the game, meaning the city, the county, and also I guess unless the laws are different now, I thought that you had to have two ways, but at least another entrance and exit to get in and out of a structure of any place, whether a home or, and definitely out of a neighborhood, especially if it's blocking EMS or other public safety entities. So I guess with all of this being said, my concern is after the meeting, now what? Are there action items or alternatives and I definitely can't blame the developer because the developer came to the table, whether it's with the county or the city and someone to approve the plan, but to have so many more developments being built, there definitely has to be some type of alternative. So I don't know if out of that meeting, is there, thanks for coming and see you later, good luck? Or, and I mean, you don't have to give them tonight. I just want, if it is, that would be great to share with the council.
One thing that Caleb said is on Kern, when you turn in, you know, when you're waiting to turn left, you worried about getting back in. And he said he was pretty definite that could extend the how did he say it? Make it kind of like a turn lane. So a pathway for cars to go around. So he was pretty sure about that. I invited Randall Figg and Diana Hess there because Old Spanish Road is a county road and it could involve them upgrading that road. I personally, Alyssa took me down there. I went down this dark, obscure road. And then I think part of it might be upgrading that. So that's where we are now. We do, Armstrong is a pretty wide street. And it seems like when a street is wide, it just invites speeding. And so we do need a South Bend Police Department presence there to help residents understand this is not the speedway right here. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And so we'll be meeting, of course, Caleb Bauer and Tim Cochran will be invited again because they have information they're supposed to bring back.
Thank you.
And Randall Figg also. And Diana, they confirmed that they will be able to be there and they will share with their county council people.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We got one more person.
Yes.
Everybody, we got one more person's privilege of the floor and we skip back and we got to continue to move forward. So please, sir, come on.
I apologize, Pastor Lee. 'Cause
Okay.
I thought you was getting ready to dismiss us, so I wanted to say that.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Rodney
State your name.
Hagedorn, 2220 Highland Avenue, South Bend, Indiana. My daughter wants to speak to you guys. So, you do it?
Speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Alex Hagedorn. My address is 2220 Highland Avenue, and I have this letter that I would like to share with you guys. In my neighborhood, there's always so much things going on. Things that make me stay inside my own house. I can't even be in my pool without somebody whistling at me. I have been living like this for 4 years. 2 years of being locked in my house, not able to play outside. Whenever I'm locked in my house, It feels like I'm being punished for nothing. I did something very bad at school because of what's happening in our neighborhood. I feel depressed and lonely in my house. My mom and dad want to move out of the neighborhood, but I keep saying no because I love my childhood home. But it will be painful to say goodbye to my childhood because I don't want to leave a place that I've lived in since the day I was born. I just want my old neighborhood back. I miss me being able to ride my bike and having friends over, but now I can't because of what's happening. I've haven't had friends over in years. I'm writing this letter to tell everyone how I feel about the neighbors next door.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sorry for the pain you've had to go through. And thank you for expressing it. It took a lot of courage to do what you did tonight and write that and come before us. It's a lot of folk don't even want to come before the mic and hear you did, and then you shared that, and I appreciate that. And you did a very good job in sharing your thoughts, your pains, and I wish you the best. And one day soon, I hope that you'll be able to bring friends over to your childhood home and enjoy yourself like anybody should be able to do. So be encouraged.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, a few things. Tomorrow night is the South Bend Police Department's Cops and Goblins event. It's at the Four Winds Stadium, and it is it's from 5 p.m. until 7:30. Okay, 5:30. Council members, you're supposed to be a part of that, so I want to let you know that you will be passing out candy tomorrow. And we have lots of candy. Yeah. So we want to remind everybody about that. And then tonight, this is a historic night. For all of you that are here, you are taking place in something that has been in the works for over 50-something years. This is the last meeting that the South Bend Common Council will have in these chambers. Come on. Yeah, hopefully, unless something go wrong and we can't. So we want to invite everybody to our November 10th meeting at 215 South Dr. Martin Luther King Drive on the 3rd floor, our brand new city hall. And we also want to send a shout out to the mayor. He's a new father. So we're very proud of him and his wife, and the baby is doing well. So we're very excited. So again, thank you all for coming today. Thank you all for sharing your stories. Thank you for being involved. And we are working hard to be a voice for our residents. So again, we got to go.
I have a last thing. No, I have a last thing. I'd like for us all to keep our former clerk, Dawn Jones, in prayer. Her mother passed away a couple of days ago, and she would like for us to do a resolution for us. And the funeral is going to be this coming Saturday at Cobb's Funeral Home. So former South Bend City Clerk Dawn Jones' mom passed away, and she spent a lot of years trying to taking care of her mom. And so I will reach out, and Councilwoman Sherry Bowden Simpson will reach out with doing the resolution for you all. I have to be out of town to take care of my dad, 95 years old. So, but let's continue to keep Dawn Jones and her husband and the family in our prayers.
All right. Thank you all very much. God bless you. And this meeting is now adjourned.